Hello everyone, welcome back to Paper Made Me Do It. It is time to plan out the next week. So I thought I would turn on the camera and try to do this in real time this week. I'm not going to do a very elaborate layout, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. This is something that I did week before last with the golden yellow highlighter that comes in this Zebra Mildliner set. And it was just very simple, but it did add a pop of color, and I really ended up liking the way it looked throughout the week. So I'm basically going to repeat that same, or at least a very similar layout this week. And I've just switched to a blue highlighter color in place of the yellow. Hope y'all are doing well. I normally used to do my weekly planning like this on Monday mornings early, but I got to running through my mind everything that I needed to get done this upcoming week, and I started getting nervous. It's actually still Sunday night right now as I'm filming this. I started getting nervous as I was running through my mind because I kept thinking of more and more things that I need to get done this week. And it hasn't been that way in a while. Haven't been using my weeks nearly as often lately because with everything being closed in terms of businesses and things like that, I haven't really had many appointments to record. And so I've been trying to set up my weeks, but I really haven't been referring back to it during the week very often, simply because there hasn't been much going on. But this week seems like things are picking back up to what feels like a normal pace. Every time I say normal now, I have to kind of laugh to myself and think, whatever that means. Normal seems to change from week to week these days. Now, when I start doing the writing here in just a minute, I'm going to be using a Pilot Kaküno fountain pen, probably against my better judgment, and the only reason I say that is because the Pilot Namiki black ink cartridge that I have inside the pen right now, I know it takes longer to dry. So there is a very high chance that I will end up having some smudges during the week, if not during this video. But I've just decided to take that risk because every now and then I just crave the look of this ink on paper. It's so dark, and this is a fine Japanese nib, so it just comes out so crisp and pretty. So this is the layout that I was referring to from a couple weeks ago, and this was the pen that I used there. So you can see how bright and pretty it looks against this paper. So because it does take longer to dry and I don't want to smear it as much, I'm going to do things a little different and start at the top, go across, and work my way down. And so I don't miss anything, I went ahead and made my notes on little posties so I can see them just outside of the frame, so I know what needs to go where. Happy early Memorial Day. That'll be tomorrow. And I had made a note to post this video. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and post it early tonight, or late tonight rather, or do it in the morning. We'll see. And tomorrow I'm going to attempt to resume my morning workouts that I have been such a slacker from. They were offered for the past 2 months via Zoom, and I've never used Zoom before. I'm sure I could have figured it out, but I've just been lazy and haven't been going. So I'm gonna try to kickstart that routine back tomorrow. Probably won't be able to walk for 2 days if I'm successful, but that'll be my fault. And I have another video to post on Tuesday. If you are a fountain pen lover, you'll want to check it out. And then Wednesday, if I survive Monday, I'll go back to Camp Gladiator again. And that'll be 2 days post first workout, so I won't even be able to touch my toes that morning. It'll be good times. And then that evening, I'm going to let my boys go back to church for youth group for the first time since all of this lockdown business. They started back, I believe, last week, and I kept them home an extra week just because. Now, I may potentially be having home health visits on all of these days. Friday, I will have my first haircut appointment for the first time since all this lockdown business. And that'll be during the time of my workout class, so I won't go that morning. If anything, I may try to check out an afternoon class, but I'm not going to write that down. I'm going to wait and see how it goes. See if I'm still walking by then. And then Thursday, anniversary. No birthdays this week in our family. So let me just move these little Post-its out of my way. We'll go in with the weather and this. So I'm trying not to smear this ink. Here, let's do this. Let's use this narrow clip that came from the stationery selection box. Thank you, Mitts. Okay, that'd be better. Yeah, when I looked up the weather for next week, it just almost made me want to cry. You'll see why here in just a second. The temps are not bad, but this little guy, the cloud, with the lightning bolt and the rain, you're about to see me draw him 7 times. And I'm not overly excited about it. By the weekend, the chance drops down to 50%, but during the week, it's 80% every day. And we've already been having stormy weather and rain these last couple days, and there was only supposed to be like a 20% chance one of those days. We got a good bit of it anyway. So I definitely don't have to worry about watering outdoor plants this week. What is the weather like where y'all are? Someone make me jealous. Tell me about beautiful sunny skies and a cool breeze somewhere. What's bad is living in the South with all this rain and the temps being what they are. It's going to be so humid. It'll be like walking out into a wet blanket every day. $86.82. I forgot to write in church on Sunday, so I have to add that. They resumed last week as well, and we stayed home and watched the live stream again anyway, and did the same this morning. But my husband made the comment this morning he's ready to go back, so we're going to register and try to go back next weekend. They have a registration process now, since they have to keep close tabs on the number of guests that are allowed in the building due to COVID related restrictions. I want to say it's, unless it's been changed already, they can't fill the building at more than 25% of its full capacity. Why am I missing a meal? Oh, well, tacos were supposed to be Monday night. We'll just shift everything by a day, or at least I know what I need to be prepping for. Okay, so, and this is what my little posties look like. I just take and make notes of everything, and that helps me be able to look at a glance and see how much information I have to start the week with, and that kind of helps me with the design at times. Okay, so this week's focus isn't that crisp black ink nice? You can get a cartridge converter to fit these pens, but this one just uses the disposable cartridges. So it's just the regular Pilot black ink in here. Okay, so this week's focus is going to be working on routines. It's probably going to be this week's focus for many weeks to come. But I've just so slipped on all of my good basic routines over the last couple months. And this is the time of the year where I have a tendency to do that anyway, because it would normally coincide with school letting out for the summer. And I can drop into that summer slump. It's not necessarily a bad thing when I say slump, rut, routine, whatever, but I can drop into that in a matter of a couple days in terms of just allowing the kids to stay up late at night and sleep in the next morning, and they've been doing more of that lately anyway, so I don't know, it just throws me off of my good solid routines. So I want to get back into that morning and evening routine, and then my cleaning routines. I want to make a small grocery run tomorrow, and I normally do, let's see here, I normally do a grocery list in the back of the book so I can have more room, but I don't need a full list this week. I actually bought close to 2 weeks worth last week. And there's just a few things that we ran out of that I wasn't expecting to, so I'm just going to go ahead and list those things right here so they'll be in front of me. And if I go grab this tomorrow afternoon, maybe I'll be less tempted to grab anything else, because I did go through our pantry and fridge earlier to make this list. And this is literally all we need right now. Those of you who are staying at home, are you still like leaving the home to actually go buy groceries yourself, or are you doing like delivery services or pickup or something outside of the norm? I tried the whole pickup thing one time at the very beginning of this whole shutdown. And in theory, it worked great. I did it one time and I said never again. I know that's a little harsh, so maybe not never, but not again anytime soon. Because since everyone was doing it because of the shutdown, I couldn't get a pickup time within the next couple days. So I used a store that allowed you, like some stores around here, if they don't have an availability within the next 2 days, they don't even allow you to reserve a spot. But there's one particular grocery store here who will allow you to reserve a spot no matter how far in advance it is. It just tells you like our next available spot is this day and time, and you can either take that or take something even in the future. And I placed an order on a Saturday, I believe, and the next available time to pick up was that following Wednesday afternoon. So I went ahead and took it. I placed my order, and after waiting in the line, the car line, for over an hour and a half to get into a pickup slot, I get in the slot. The girl comes to bring out my order, and she hands me a 3-page front and back computer printed list of everything that was not in my order. So apparently when I placed the order on Saturday, everything that I ordered was obviously in stock at that time. But since it was so many days, you know, from Saturday to Wednesday before I went to pick it up, people had been shopping that whole time, and their shelf stock had changed. And so basically I only received about 1/3 of my order. And then I had to go to another store with that list in hand that was not arranged in any order whatsoever and go find everything that I needed and didn't receive. So it was quite the experience. It ended up taking me about 4.5 hours when it was all said and done. So I said, this is not the time for me to be doing pickup. I'll reserve it for those who truly can't or don't need to be out in the stores right now, and I'll just go pick up my groceries the regular way. Some of these items on my to-do list this week are not necessarily vital that they get done this week, but it would be nice if they did. And so it's almost like a brain dump list going on here. I need to try to get these light fixtures for the back porch though. My husband hardly ever mentions anything about the house like that, but he's made comments twice recently about, we need new light fixtures out here on the back porch. So maybe a quick trip to Lowe's will fix that. Okay, so that was everything that I had jotted down in my kind of pre-planning posties, and I just really am liking the simplicity of this. Just a little pop of color and a frame here, and you know, it's not highly decorative, but it looks pleasing to me, and this feels like the most normal week I've had in over 2 months. So I feel good about it. I hope y'all are having a good week. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And y'all take care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.